All right, I think we're all set up properly, all well and good. All right, let's get this show on the road. Two Poo for Arc. I've seen that name around.
Yep.
In some
sure.
Ursus runs, I believe.
Yep, for sure.
So that's one thing you do. What else do you do in a day?
Well, right now I try to do my dailies, like all the 6 of them for the symbols.
Symbols,
I
yeah.
do. What else do I do daily? I stopped doing the boat runs for a while because I reached 20 star on one of my gears, so I was like, nah, fuck that shit for a while. I'm capping on the event coins, and trying to do a few bosses, and I'm currently pushing up on Legion more than anything. So that's the daily of it. I've been busy lately. I can't do more on a daily basis.
What kind of time do you have available?
I mean, a couple hours every day.
Yeah,
and pretty much.
Okay. So I'm.
It used to be more.
Yeah.
So I can't pop a totem every day.
Yeah, I used to have a little bit more freedom to do whatever you wanted, whenever you wanted it.
Well, you know, I started an intern like a month and a half ago, so like it's pretty much sinking all my time in that.
Oh, an internship?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it fun or just busy?
No, it's awful, but it's busy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you need to have something on your resume, right? So.
Oh, I mean, I need to have one to complete my bachelor. So
yeah, exactly. One of those, but it's awful. Damn. Are the colleagues at least a little bit fun?
Oh, I mean, it's you know, I study electrical engineering, and that's a manual labor kind of thing. So it's not at all in my cup of tea. So I'm pretty bad at it, and it feels bad to just. I mean, I try to do my best, but it feels bad to be slow and sluggish, even though I try my best. And so I'm working with a bunch of people with technicians that are like much less knowledgeable than I am, but I can't really do anything more than they do. They're much better than I am at doing what we're doing, and I feel kind of worthless. 'Cause that's not what I studied for, you know.
That's weird. Is it? Well, yeah.
It's temporary. Like they're moving me into programming in like a week from now, but it's been a month, so it's awful.
Okay.
Month, you know, for that.
So one more week of horror.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not a manual type of guy, so it's bad for that.
I see, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think manual labor can be fine sometimes, but like, yeah, not for that like every day all the time.
Oh yeah.
It's like
And it's also hard for me, like so I know you've been struggling with the similar issue I had for a while. It's like you start going to bed very late, then you wake up very late, and I've always been like that. So, and now I have to wake up at 5:45 every morning. It's awful.
That's inhumane.
I know.
It should be illegal, dude. Holy fuck.
It's like I can barely stay up for Ursus at night. It's so awful.
You have to go to sleep at like 9 or something.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's the Ursus time.
Yeah. Oh god.
That's bad. Anyway, that's what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see how we can make it so that you can spend your time that you do have available a bit more, like in an efficient and fun manner, so that you can look forward to playing and still make good progress in the game.
Yep.
Okay, so
it's our second progression session. Last one was like in December, about Christmas time, really. And I think I was like 3K Legion with level 223 or something on my arc, and so I made some big progress in the last 6 months.
Yeah, that's 6 months of being home, or
6 months of studies, you know, being home. Okay. Yeah.
Studying hard.
You know, I could at least when I was doing my courses online, I could claim those sweet what is it, gift or whatever.
Oh yeah, like the daily boxes and stuff, the daily login things.
And everything, yeah, and 30 minutes thingy that we're not supposed to talk about that was fixed, you know, for the berry seed oils. So I have a stash of that now. It's like.
Yeah, I don't know how all of that worked exactly. All I know is it was not really on the up and up.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't do anything for 30 minutes essentially, because if you changed channel or did whatever, it just failed. But like since I was not playing, but I had it open, you know, for 6 months. So it kind of worked out.
Nice.
Anyway.
Okay. So the current. Okay. So what kind of stuff are you currently capable of doing? Or what do you want to achieve? Like, where do you want to go with this character? Like, what's your goal?
All right. So my goal has always been like to go as far as possible. So I'm trying to avoid any shortcuts for short-term goals or whatever. I try to. So for instance, like I've been doing LX for a while, and I had the coins for full set a while back, and I didn't buy the belt. I waited for a drop because at some point, belt might blow up, so I can buy another one to fix it. So stuff like this, I'm avoiding shortcuts to go as far as I can. If it's Black Mage, it's Black Mage. I might stop before that. I have no clue, but I'll keep going. Is my goal. And I'm also trying to push for 8K Legion. Slowly but surely. So last few events have been helpful for that. Reached 7K like a couple of weeks ago.
And there's a Terror Burn right now. Did you do the current Terror Burn already?
I haven't. I was thinking because there's 2 of them coming up. So I was thinking maybe I don't have a Mihail, so I might get one because it's useful for some characters. It's not too useful for Hark, but like I have a Kana and I have other characters I might play.
Well, the link skill, before you move on, the link skill for Mihail is changing. At least it did in KMS, so we're probably going to copy that soon. And the duration for the level 2 link skill is going to be way longer to easily get 100% coverage, even without any buff duration on level 2 already. So if the only reason you're doing it is for or the main reason you're doing it is for the link skill, that's not going to be necessary in like a bit. So in terms of a long-term, vision and stuff, then there might be another character.
Like I honestly I have 40 characters right now, for the Legion, and most of the characters that are relevant, I have them 200 or 210. Like I don't have a Mercedes at 210, but like 5% XP at this point is kind of irrelevant. I don't have an Aaron at level 210, but
I would say the 5% experience is relevant for your Legion growth, but if you're gonna long-term gonna train as far as you want anyway, and you're going for 8K, I would say Mercedes at 210 would be worth, or like level 3 link for Mercedes would be worth it. I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe you're just not looking forward to playing Mercedes again, but
it's just I somewhat agree on that, but like just to give some insight, a lot of my income comes from when I totem. Like I totem in, I posted some numbers on your chat. Like I totem in VC3 right now, and it's like I get what, maybe 1.6 billion per totem or so. And the more I thought about it, it's like at some point money is gonna be like something that stops me from progressing. Because at this point leveling does not bring as much as a lot of money. So I stopped going to MVP cast. It's like, and if I drop on 50% XP for because I think I might as well take more time to level up and get more money per level, then the 5% itself is sort of working backwards on me, And also I don't have to do Mercedes to 210, so win-win.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I think the main thing that's going to stop you with money is RNG, but of course, a lot of the RNG in the game you have to pay for with Meso, so it kind of circles back. Yeah, that's not necessarily wrong.
I think XP wise, I can. There's always a reason to push faster in XP, to reach, because I'm only 250-ish, so I can't go in End of the World, or I can't go in the new place that's opened up. So there's this reason to push further in the XP.
Yeah.
But
for the new symbols, right? Extra stat there.
Yeah. That's the only reason I see. But I don't know. Anyway, that's Mercedes is the only, perhaps, and Aaron, I don't have them 210, but I didn't feel pressure to get them either.
Yeah, I think those would be probably what I would think, the good good candidates. Maybe a B-Steamer, but that kind of depends on which other characters you want to you want to play seriously on top of what you already have. Yeah, Beast Tamer is not super necessary, but like if you want to get more serious with the Kana, Beast Tamer is of course a really good link skill for that.
Oh, I was milking this Kana. It's like 9k stats. It hasn't progressed in a while. I dump all the money I get on it onto my main. I haven't played it in a while though. Because now my main makes more money per hour, so there's no point.
Yep. Well, yeah, until you get to the new areas, right? Because there the money is typically very bad because you go full damage gear, so you can train there. So you can like more than double your experience rates for leveling to the higher level bosses, but then you cut your Meso rates like in 3 or something. But yeah, it all depends on the totems, right? If you have totems left or not. Because the combination of getting experience and money is pretty much for you always going to outweigh getting just money, right? As long as you have totems. Then.
Yeah. I agree. That's also why I reached 250 at some point. Like I stopped playing on the Kana and I was like, well, might as well totem. Even if I don't fully totem to like 2 hours, it doesn't matter if I do an hour and a half on it. Like I always have leftovers at the end of the month.
Yep.
I buy them all every month and I have leftovers.
Yep.
So
I feel that one.
I
guess well, yeah, since it's already 200, but like the other thing is like the Demon Slayer to 210 is also pretty nice, right? That's extra 5% boss damage there as well.
Oh yeah, I'm working on it. It's 200 right now.
Yeah, it's already fixed, so.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's actually the characters I'm training next. Like I've been gearing it up in the last week or so. I'm a cheated a bit, but I'll wait for the 10 CRA runs and then get the CRA. I mean,
cheese a bit.
Make it, yeah, cheese a bit. You know, just make it easier on me for 210. Yeah.
Throw some money at it. But does that like I don't know what you? I mean, I guess those are your options. If you want to terror burn something else, I don't know. I guess there could be some extra crit rate in the Marksman and the Night Lord, right? If you get those to 200.
Yeah, true.
They're gonna help your total account.
Because it's faster to get one like Terror Burning to 200 than like it is from 140 to 200 on the regular, right?
I mean, pretty much, right? You have to level it 60 times. If you level 60 times on a Terror Burn, that's 180 levels. So, you know, you're getting from 0 to 20, and then getting those same 60 levels. So.
All right. Yeah, I think it's faster too. And you get better equipment, so your damage is kind of up as well.
Yeah. I think for Night Lord, that'll be a nice boost. You can turn Night Lord into like a character that can do CRA pretty quickly with that kind of stuff. Night Lord has really good burst as long as you set that up properly. The thing with Marksman is the open job advancement is also on the way from KMS.
Yeah, so like burn a Pathfinder.
Yeah, that would be really, really fast. Or just, you know, regular level of Pathfinder when you feel like it. But yeah, if you burn the Pathfinder, would be even faster, of course. The thing would be like the weapon would be the other weapon. So if you job change it, then you'd have to get a weapon backup. But
yeah,
I don't know if you're looking for extra bossing mules though, because with your limited playtime, that probably puts a little bit too much pressure onto feeling like you have to play them, right?
Yeah, well, I was thinking, well, sort of a second main, because I started with the Pathfinder when I started back Maple in like last year or something. That's why I have a 213 Pathfinder, and I swapped into Arc right after. I was thinking maybe I should use those Terrorburn to find a to do a second main that I sort of enjoyed. Maybe because I enjoyed playing, for instance, Nightwalker. I was thinking maybe I could burn one to 200 and get a strong Nightwalker going for bossing or something. I didn't like Hero too much, so I don't care about it. And I don't know what else I have no idea. Like honestly, most of them I just burned through through the levels, and I barely know how to play them. Like most of them.
And even if you did know how to play them for mobbing, bossing is still very different. So
right,
it doesn't really translate over very much. Like it's not even you use different skills completely typically between the characters as well. So
yeah,
that's another option if you really find a class, because you really like Arc, and I would always say that Hoyoung, I feel, has a lot of similarities kind of to Arc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you enjoyed that one.
I kind of did. Sometimes you don't enjoy a class because it doesn't one-shot stuff, so it's kind of hard to tell when they're low level. I got mine to 140. It kind of warped around everywhere. And I was kind of dumb. I didn't get the basic ability to fly, so...
For some reason, I thought that you might, because I feel like you kind of push through these things very quickly, so you might have just completely skipped the whole...
Oh, yeah.
For some reason,
so
that's what
faster.
I thought, because I feel like you see like a finish line and you like go straight towards it. Sometimes ignore things on the side a little bit. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, the street lights are just too good to level to 30, and then you're already 30. You're not gonna do the quest lines. It's what happens. So my Oyoung doesn't have that. So my experience on Oyoung, it wasn't too great of a thing, but I didn't play the full Oyoung thing.
Well, when I was gonna do Hoyoung on Project CRA, people were like, "Hey, where's your what is it like 10%, 10% weapon attack or something?"
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I was like, "I don't wait, what? That's a thing."
It took you super long to get it too.
You have to get the whole storyline. LOL Academy and shit. Like, what? Why am I here? Just to get the skill at the end,
Yeah, I remember.
So I just didn't know that existed, but like for the storyline, I thought I actually did the thing, but I guess I still missed out on stuff. So I did have the Nimbus and everything, but
Yeah. So I might. One character I know I liked. Surprisingly, I kind of like Dawn Warrior. I don't know if bossing is good on it. I have no idea how good it is after 200. It just I like to play it. That's one of the mules that I got to 140 by doing Zakums, and that's one of them that was just destroying Zakums every run. And I was like, damn, I should play that class. It looks kind of nice.
It is solid. It has a very strong like base numbers on all of the kit, so it comes online very quickly. But then the scaling towards end game isn't as good as for a lot of other classes. But like the early game scaling, or like the early 5th job scaling for it is really good.
Oh, so it could be a CRA mule. It wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's one thing then.
The one annoying thing about it is like the mana. Mana is pretty low, and you have to refresh your mana a lot. You literally have like 6,000 mana, and a single skill uses like 1,500 or something. But there is some Dawn Warrior changes coming. That so your 5th job is like so you have 4 skills. One is that you can spam the sticks crossing one. And that's going to change to no longer costing any MP while that skill is on, so you can just spam it without having to refill your bar every 3 attacks, basically. The other one is like you get a giant eclipse on the map that just does continuous damage to the entire map. That is currently, I think, 30 seconds. That's going to increase to 40 seconds. And then if you press it again right before the end, you get like a small iframe out of it and like a giant explosion across the map for extra damage. And then you have another skill where every time another skill is like a passive, and it triggers and does like a pretty big explosion around you. It's mainly very good for mobbing, but it's extra damage for bossing. And the more you switch stances between light and dark, the more you reduce the cooldown of the skill and the more it triggers.
Okay.
And then the other active skill kind of does a similar thing, but it gives you, I think it gives you just like flat out more range. And then every time you it gives like a similar type of explosion thing when you switch between the phases. It's kind of similar to the other one, but the other one is active and the other one is passive, basically.
Okay.
But and that one I think
like
is the sticks one is also going to increase from 30 to 40 seconds, basically making the 40-second BA quite a lot better for Dawn Warriors. Yeah.
I kind of like the fact that it's not too straightforward. It's like there's a bunch of switch between stances and like a lot of skills have like two types kind of thing.
Yep.
Hark is similar in that way.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
Yeah, the different senses, like the different forms that we have.
Yeah, I kind of like that. So, yeah, maybe I don't know. I again, like I was thinking to burning through, like I'll burn through anything. I have no idea. So might be I could start a Dawn Warrior over. It's kind of nice. Yeah, Oyoung as well, I guess.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, the link skills are those. I mean, yeah, you're thinking about 8k. If you finish 2 Terraburns, you probably try to get 1 to 220 for the weapon, right?
Well, yeah, it could be a bossing mule. Yeah, that's a good idea. For the Absol, it's Absolab, right?
Yeah, you get the fake Absolab weapon, and you can put that on maybe even another character if you want to get a real Abso on one item, or you just want to empower it a little bit, get it on that same character. You could maybe help another character. You know, maybe a character that's 140, but you don't want to. You'd want to eventually get it to 200.
It's tradable?
So you get a box, and then the box is transferable within the account.
Oh, okay. That's pretty nice. It's convenient.
Root beer in chat says 220 is not going to happen.
Hey, you never know.
But yeah, some more options there, I think, for Terra Burning, right?
I mean, in the if the goal itself is to get a CRM mule going, then yes, 220 can definitely happen. Like most characters that I got to 210, the end goal was 210. Therefore,
210, yeah.
like
So
the investment was to reach it, and like, you know, those last levels are a struggle because you're just aiming for 210, and that's the finish line. So you're just like, so yeah, you're not striving to get better at the character. You're just striving to get through.
Yep.
So it's kind of
like
different.
the Evan maybe, and then you never go back on it, and all the gear expires.
Never ever. Oh yeah, that's
and it's just naked with a frozen cape.
I went on it so it gets naked, you know. Yeah. There's other characters that I burned through, but this one specifically, it can stay naked. I hated Evan.
But the Star Force for the Legion coins.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Fuck Evans.
Care more about naked Evans. Okay.
Hell yeah. Hey, look, you see, Evan is like 10,400,000 something. Phantom is 10,500,000.
Yeah.
It makes no difference.
It's a very small difference, yeah, for sure. I think if you deck out on Star Force, you can get 11 point something. Like the Angelic Buster has 11.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's mainly the levels that are the most important fact. You can see the difference between like the Pathfinder and the Lumi is 1.3 mil difference just for 3 levels. But the Lumi probably has decent Star Force, I'm thinking, right?
Yeah. Yep, it was pretty good.
And the Pathfinder.
And good potentials as well. Yep.
I found Lumi surprisingly strong as well for Project CRA.
Yeah, it was kind of strong. Like, so much so that like originally I was getting it to 210 at the same time I was getting my Demon Avenger to 210, and they were both sitting at level 200. And
okay, but don't compare to Demon Avenger, please.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a struggle, but it's like I had like 6 potions to get to level like between 200 and 210, and like I was thinking 3 on each to skip 207 to 210, but I did 210 directly on my Luminous and
Demon Avenger to 210 and Demon Avenger. Yeah, that's probably the play. Yeah, that sounds like a play there.
Luminous was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, I also liked Thunderbreaker a lot. I got it to 200. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, apparently that weird change they had to their skill disrupts a lot of the flow of the character, sadly.
That's possible.
Yeah. And bossing is very tricky on it because it's very good on a stationary monster and you just weave all your attacks and you do crazy damage. But then on a moving boss and you have to move but you're like sliding across the floor all the time. It makes it a little bit difficult to dodge certain attacks.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Must be. Yeah.
Okay, but we kind of know where you're going with Legion. You have a lot of coins, so there's no real problem there, right?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to spend it all. I can't. Like, it just goes too fast. It's been stacking.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. Like, think about it. I have 4K right now, and like that's a week ago. Let's see how much I have right now. So I'm at 4,500 right now, and like that's 2 weeks ago. I spent 1,000 to get the 7K Legion. It just, I can't go through it. It just, I can't. I don't play enough.
Well, just go for 10K Legion, easy.
Yeah, true, for sure.
Then you can finally spend it, but then you get it back even faster. Oh shit, never mind. Okay, so with that you have all links in the Legion. So this is what you use when you're bossing?
Yep, that's my bossing Legion. When I train, there's like it goes upwards into XP and some crit rates for the mules, depending on the mule itself. But yeah, I max out on XP when I train on my main. Although I don't know if I should, but yeah, that's what I do.
Do you need the level 3 Phantom? How much crit does that put you at?
Well, right now with the event, it puts me like right now I'm at like 80.
I see
I'm at
84.
80% with yeah. I'm at 89% with right now, like because of the event. But usually without the event, like I'm at 70 something. I have to put some points into crit rate to get there.
Wait, so you're at 80, 89 with just the event, and then
yeah, right now, yeah.
And
And I
then-
have a
okay.
I have my pet is always giving me decent
Does char price?
Yep. So yeah, that's 89 with that.
Okay, and then you get to 100 with your Scarlet Bullet.
Yeah, but usually like without the event, I'd be around like again, I'd be around like 80 straight up 80 to get it with Scarlet. And maybe have like a few points in hyper stats or Legion to get the the full 100%.
Wait, yeah, so like 70 without any buffs is all we need, right? So that the decent sharp eyes and the spell bullets are always at 100. Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what I get.
Okay.
Except right now, 'cause it's event and.
Yeah, because I don't use on my arc. I don't use the Phantom Instinct at all. I was thinking if you get a little bit more crit other sources and you switch out the Phantom Instinct with the Beast Tamer one instead, then you're looking at 10% extra boss damage that you're adding, which is basically doubling up on elementalism, right?
Yeah, truth be told, I could level up the Beast Tamer to 210. Like I got it to 140, it was kind of fun, so I could get it to 210. I just didn't bother. It wasn't like, especially right now with the event, it'd be worth it. But like other time, it wasn't like I wasn't reaching 100 with just with just BT link skill. It's kind of off. But yeah, could do that, I guess.
Because yeah, well, you also don't have Spirit of Freedom in here. Do you just generally not use that at all?
Spirit of Freedom?
Yeah, the resistance one that gives you immunity when you.
Oh no, I don't have it at all. I have like, I think I only have I have Mechanic and Blaster. Is all I have from resistance.
Wait, I see 3 here though.
Oh wait, there's 3.
Wild Hunter,
I got a Wild
Yep.
Hunter. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't use it ever.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like with autopod and stuff. If you learn to not rely on it, then it's probably fine without. But once you go Spirit of Freedom, you never go back, kind of thing. For the harder boss, because what's the hardest boss fights you do, solo and in party?
Right now I've been doing so solo. I can solo Alex, Lomian. I haven't tried soloing Easy Lucid. I could probably do it. I just never tried. I run normal Lucid with my party, and I can run normal Will easily. I haven't tried hard Lucid or hard Will. My party sucks, so we can't do normal Will because they failed the test. But I've run it with a bunch of other parties without problems. It's actually pretty easy to do. We don't lack damage. We just die out because it takes
mechanics.
30 minutes to reach. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the kind of boss that it's not the best party member that carries you. It's the worst party member that carries you down.
Yeah.
So so we can't clear it, but I've cleared it a few times with other parties, like first try with like eight lives left or something. It's not a problem.
Is Ruby one of your party members? He says he meant that you.
Yeah. No, he's a friend of mine.
Okay.
He's a troll.
You've got your own heckler in the chat. That's appropriate for the progression session.
I suppose so.
Yeah, so I use it a lot, but it's specifically more for the harder boss fights, I guess. Like, once you're doing a hard will, and if you want to switch gear at the end, like, you need the resistance link so you can actually have opportunity to switch between your equips.
I never thought of that, yeah.
And I like using it for Helix in case something weird happens in Helix and you get slapped, and then you respawn, get slapped again, respawn. It's really annoying. Yeah,
if that happens, then I go inside and I cheese it. But like right now, Helix is, I mean, I remember last time we had a chat. I asked you like tricks for Alex because I couldn't get through the second phase.
Right.
And you said, well, you can't really look at what I do because I just one shot it, and I just reached that point. It's like I clear the first phase without too much of a hassle. It takes like, I don't know, 20 seconds or something, and then I just
Put the beast down.
Put the beast down, Abyssal Recall, and it dies. It just dies.
Yep. And then the final hit of the final explosion destroys the gem kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly, that's what happens.
Yep.
So,
it's a beautiful thing, but it takes a while to get to that point.
It wasn't always like that, but you know, with all the damages, they do stack. Like I have the Angelic Buster Link 3, it's like so much damage added up onto the burst. So yeah.
Yeah, true, yeah. You pop Angelic Buster, you pop the Goddess Blessing, right? And then the Overdrive, like all of those together.
The Goddess Blessing? I don't use it. Is it that good?
You know, when it's maxed, it's like, I think it's like 400 weapon attack for 40 seconds.
Oh, what, this much? That's
yeah.
Wow.
It depends on how good or like what level your weapon is. So it gives you like a percentage. It gives I think it's a flat 100 weapon attack, and then a certain percentage of your base attack of your weapon on top of that. Yeah, for the duration and the higher, yeah.
It converts. It says it converts some of your magic attack into your attack or some shit like that. Unless I'm not reading the right thing.
Let's see, the Goddess's Blessing. I think this is a different one. What the hell is this?
Is it Grandis Goddess Blessing, perhaps?
That does sound. Wait, Grandis?
Well,
probably.
the job skill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, people look it up for Adele, of course. Why is my wiki in dark mode now? We've gone full zoom.
I sent you a picture. I think that's the skill you're looking for. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, it converts like magic attack. You're on the right one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for Flora. So excluding your weapon, 42% of your equipment's attack power, magic attack, whichever you do not use, is converted into the one you do use. Does not apply to set effects. Converted bonus cannot exceed 150% of your weapon's base weapon magic attack. And then attack and magic attack plus 13, but then if you go all the way to level 30 when it's maxed, it goes to 100% of your equipment's weapon or magic attack up until 150%. So if you use an
oh shit, okay, that's
and then
good.
and then 100 weapon and magic attack on top of that. So if you use an arcane, that's 221 base. So 150% of that is 330 plus 100 weapon attack. So it's 430 weapon attack for 40 seconds. Which, you know, on top of all the other stuff, that's a lot. That's like 4 apples worth of weapon attack on top.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty decent, right?
I wasn't sure if I was to use that, so I kept all my my nodes of it. I just never dissension, never combined. They're all there.
Yeah, well, since we're so bursty, it helps us a lot, right? Because that beast gets the hit with 400 extra weapon attack, the abyssal, and then your I keep forgetting the name, but like our hyper skill with the spell bullets on, right?
Yeah, the infinity spell.
Yep. Yeah. Infinity spell is probably the most important skill node to work on, though. I would say.
Yeah, it's currently level 18.
Yeah, because at level 25, and we level up to 30, you get an extra bonus for like another extra ball that shows up. Up to 6 extra. So that makes your Spectre Burst even better. Oh,
okay. I thought it was just duration that was getting better.
Yeah, also the duration, that's really nice, but it goes up from 5 to 6. In the past, like when it was designed, it was just stuck at 5 always. But because of the level up of the slots, it takes it up to 30, and that the 29 to 30 is what takes it up from 5 to 6. So that's really nice, because I mean that's another 20% extra basically, and Impending Death already does so much of your damage. It's a really really big skill.
Yeah.
But you're kind of leveling everything up evenly, it looks like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I was thinking, because you know I open nodes and like most of them are just nothing essentially, because we're just dissenting everything pretty much.
Yep.
And I was trying to get evenly across, so whichever is good can be used rather than disenchanted. Because if I were to max out Infinity Spell right away, then at some points I'll open some of them and I'll be like, well, they're useless, and delete them.
Yeah.
So instead I'm spreading in. I'm like, that's what I'm doing.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't too sure if I should max out like loaded dice and decent combat orders and decent infusion as quickly as the arc spells, so that's why they're lower.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And really simple. Yeah. Yeah, loaded dice is just like the passive weapon attack, right? That's basically the only thing. The other decents are kind of They just, it's good to have longer duration, but you don't actively make those. Just whenever you get them, you level up, but that's it. Holy Symbol, you can elect to level.
Goddess Blessing is better than decent Advanced Blessing then. Shit.
Yeah, way better, yeah. Yeah, the decent Advanced Blessing, I would drop that one for the Goddess Blessing for sure, yeah. It'll make your burst go up like quite a lot. I don't know what level Goddess Blessing you can make right now, but yeah.
I'll tell you that in a second. Let's see.
Decent Kishi? No, decent Speed Infusion, I think you said.
Yeah, decent Speed Infusion, yeah. Alright, so my it's level 9.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Alright, it's level 11.
Billy Mays here, level 11. Yeah, and it's in a level 5 slot, so up to 16.
Should be, yeah.
Nice. And you're using Absolab weapon?
Yes, correct. At what is it?
154 base.
It's 17 star right now.
So I don't know how much total you have.
It's the base is 154. Total is like near 300. It's like 297.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how much total magic attack you have with everything combined.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe for 72%, but I
don't
guess
have
it could
much.
be. Yeah.
I don't have much, but I mean, I'm starting to get there. It's like anything that's 16 or above stars, right?
Yep.
And event rings. So yeah, I have a few of them.
55, 30. Yeah, that's probably enough. You're probably getting like 300 extra weapon attack during your burst now from adding that. And you lose 20 weapon attack from blessing. So
yeah,
you know,
a good trade.
I think that's
I'll take it.
Yeah. If I could make that trade again, I would do that too.
Yep, seems fair.
I think I'm now at the point on my arc where sometimes I use blessing if I'm partying with an archer, but like that's the level 270 slot basically when that skill comes in. So yeah, even conversion overdrive is going to be decent once you can go that one.
Conversion overdrive? What is this?
It's like the blue. Well, it's like a half blue, half purple.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got it too. I didn't delete those as well.
It's a little bit extra damage when you're mobbing and you're in flora form and you want to get a little bit better kill speed. It can just explode things around the map. And it gives you a damage bonus every time an explosion happens based on your MP, how much of your MP is filled. So if you keep your MP up, I think when it's maxed, it's like, is it like 50 or 60% damage or something, I think.
Oh.
Or maybe 40%?
Okay.
Conversion.
And so you would use those, like, because farming, I don't need more damage for sure, but like, and bossing, I would use that like way before my burst or something?
Yeah, part of your burst prep. Lasts for 60 seconds. Damage increase up to 50%, yeah, based on your thing.
Okay.
And then some explosions with extra damage during it, yeah.
Oh, seems pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah.
The next one
The best thing is that these are like, well, they're like short durations. That's why they're so good, right? They give so much because it doesn't last very long. But then because all of our damage is done in a very short amount of time anyway, with all the other skills, that just makes our burst even better. The only thing is that we kind of become a little bit DPM-y because of how long Infinity Spell lasts. But other than that, all the other stuff is pretty, like, short bursts.
That's why I got the AB link, the 3, instead of Demon Slayer.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, eventually you want both, but yeah, that makes sense why that you would prioritize that one.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Working on it.
Anything else with the matrix that you were wondering about? Because you're using 6 boost node setup, so there's like 2 skills that you're triple boosting, I guess.
Yeah, I should. I haven't worked on it like as of recently. I should just look at my notes to fix it a bit. Like right now, yeah, there's two skills that are 3 times. I was thinking I should make specific nodes that I would take out while bossing that would just be like let's see, those 2 skills and Unstoppable Impulse. So I could take it out while bossing, but I have like everything to.
Yeah, the problem is you kind of use everything. The only thing that you don't use is Unstoppable Impulse.
Yeah, so that's why I would like. I want to make like that perfect nodes, that perfect trio of like the 2 extras and Impulse, so I can take it out while bossing and have like 5 of those while bossing, and whenever I farm or whatever, have everything maxed out.
Right. So you mean like the Scarlet and the blue drive, like those 2?
I don't know which ones I have 3 of, but yeah, that's because right now I have like Gust Charge and Omnis Nightmare.
Yeah.
But like the point is, like any combination doesn't matter as long as there are 3 ofs with the Unstoppable Impulse. So I have to look for one.
Oh, right. You mean just one node to unequip?
Yeah, that's what I meant. So I can.
Makes sense. Yeah, well, the great thing, about transferring the progress from your nodes, right?
Yeah, it keeps everything. That's also why I got 6 of them. At some point, I had 5, like your guide says, exactly like your guide says, and I was taking one of them out for Holy Symbol, and I accidentally deleted it. So I was starting over for one node. I was like, I might as well make 2 of them and get there faster. And at some point, I'll have 2 of them complete in every spell to. Yeah.
Well, yeah. My reasoning is with all of this is that so I have Unstoppable Impulse boosted twice and Scarlet only once. My reasoning is just that it frees up a slot for an extra skill node, and because we're so bursty, you just want to have as many skills that can boost your burst damage as possible. And yeah, if you boost one mobbing skill, like a mobility skill, by 60% final damage, or you can throw another skill in that increases your burst by a big chunk, like Conversion Overdrive by 50%, or the Goddess Blessing, you can put it in earlier for like up to 400 weapon attack, or maybe even you bring back Decent Advanced Blessing, or you put Decent Combat Orders in earlier. Like all of those skills will be implemented into the game earlier and into your burst earlier, because you're opting out of that 6th boost node, basically.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I mean, eventually, once you have enough room, it's fine. I hope they don't release more 5th job skills, because my poor keyboard has got no room. When you're an Arc, like there's so many buffs to put everywhere. It's like every single skill is just like it's filled. Yeah.
I was playing Kadena recently. Like I just got my Link skill of Kadena, and there's a bunch of keys, right? It's like mine is currently 4th job, and it's like my keyboard's already filled, and it's like I'm playing it, and it's like it's not too bad because I'm used to play Arc. That's it. That's the reasoning.
I mean, the benefit from Arc though is that you don't have too many skills, right? Because they're all part of the spell bullets, so they activate automatically. So that helps quite a bit with that.
Yeah. Gotta do though, like my keyboard is filled.
Yeah. I hope they release more stuff like they did, where hopefully you can put a macro, like you can let a pet use a macro. Hopefully that will help a lot.
Yeah,
not so much for Arc, but like you put the Decence on a macro, and then you put that macro on a pet. Like that would be very helpful.
Oh, they would never let us put it on a pet, but just so we can put one macro, that'd be better.
Wait, didn't they already do that? Hang on.
You can't put a macro on a pet.
No, but can't you put Decence in a macro? Is what I meant.
No, you can't.
Ah, shit. How much longer do we have to wait for
that
one, guys?
They have a cooldown.
Right. You could put the pets on the you could put it on the pets now, but not in the macro yet. But I think they allowed you.
Wait, no, you can't. I don't think you can put it on a pet.
No, I think that part was already added, wasn't it?
No, you can't put it on the pet. It's like a skill
that has cooldown. Yeah, no, it's a later update. It's on the way from KMS though.
Like the only reason I have my decent sharp eye on the pet is because it's from my gloves, so it has no cooldown.
Oh, right. That's why you don't use that one in the Matrix either. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Any more questions about the Matrix?
No.
Okay, cool. Familiars. How's that going? Is that all going well? Do you have any questions there?
Yeah, it's going pretty well.
Large
I have
amount.
questions about familiars?
Item drop rate.
Uh,
Large drop rate. Nice. IED.
yeah, this is the familiars I use. Like, I don't have better bosses familiars. I don't have like boss damage or anything. But I've only been farming familiars for like 6 levels, so it's like that's the best I got, you know. But at some point I'll get better familiars. But I get the gist of it, so it's all good, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, but I bet you did, those 2 healing familiars, because they're different, they stack.
I think even the ones with the same lines, I think, also stack. The going theory right now is that if a buff for a familiar does not show up on the top right, then the effects stack. But if it does have a buff on the top right, then only one of those can be active at the same time. And only the source with the highest amount can be active at the same time, something like that. So even if you get familiars with like multiple healing on the same one, like what some people will do is they'll have 3 healing familiars that have like large amount, small amount, like combined on the familiar, and equip 3 of those for like the really hard bosses. And if like 3 people or so do that, like the most supportive people in the party do that, like your survivability gets crazy. You get so much healing out of it.
Because those right now they give me like I think 9,000 HP or something every 10 seconds. Which is pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty nice, yeah.
That's for Will and Lucid.
Yep, exactly. Lucid is not super necessary, but those little butterflies, sometimes they get you, dude.
I mean, your screen is just full of shit, so you can't dodge much.
It's hard, it's difficult, yeah. You just, like, Scarlet dash through all of it, right? Just don't take damage.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Pseudo iframe for the win.
Yeah, or just tank it and let your familiars get you to the ending.
Oh yeah, that's that can work too. Load 1 more images. Is there something else? Links, legions, memes. We went through ID and everything last time, right? How to calculate, look at the numbers.
Yep. Currently, mine is pretty high apparently, so.
Yeah, Arc gets very decent IED, so that means we don't have to go crazy on hyper stats. That's always good situation to be in.
High Legion helps as well. So.
Yep, for sure. Legion and Links together is quite a nice chunk, and then you don't have to get a line on your WSE, so that means just more freedom for attack and boss damage. Attack, boss. Yeah, I guess then we'll get to the equip. So one thing that you did mention, because I see like the backups you have here, when it comes to the Gollux coins, it's really so. But you have all the pieces now, right?
I do.
Yeah. But it's not a horrible thing to like buy the piece just because you didn't get the drop kind of thing, because you want to get the set bonus ASAP, get that 30 boss, 30 IED, and the other thing is also that you only need backup coins for Gollux if you're planning, like realistically, if you're planning on going for 22. Well, you can get to 21 with just one piece, right? By just transferring a level 150 item, a level 140 item at 22 into it, and then just be done. That way, you still don't risk blowing it up ever.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I agree with that. Right now my belt is at 20. I might try to tap it at 22 at some point, so I have backups. It's just what I was saying is more like, I'm trying not to hinder myself, essentially. I'm trying to not, like, at some point like, right now I have 3 pairs of earrings, so the drop, actually 4, sorry, 4. The drop I was missing was belt. I have 2 belts. Turns out I could have bought a belt and I wouldn't been like a 3 belt. It wouldn't be a stupid move when I think about it, but it could have been the other way around, where I buy a belt and then I get 3 drops. So you never know what possible, yeah, you play around, RNG might be coming your way, and you never know. So that's essentially what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's still value in getting the backups, right? Because that means you can do 21, transfer into 20, and then go 20 to 21. Because it's always better to go 20 to 21 twice than to go 20 to 22 once. That's always that last option is always a higher risk, right?
Yep. Agreed.
So if you don't have backups, either settle for 20 or go 22 to transfer in. But if you do have backups, then you can do 21 transfer and tap to 21. And then when
if I tap
everything
my belt to 21 and like it blows up, I'd be better off to start on the new 140 belt and transfer it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because if it was because it's 2-line. I don't see the bottom line, but it's not a strength line. I think.
No, it's not a strength line.
Yeah.
It's a hint line.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Smart.
sorry about the picture. I missed it.
Yeah, well, I can see it's not a strength line. Like it could have been an all set line, maybe, I guess. But yeah, that's no problem. But it would be better that way. You just save so much more money. Unless you have like 4 backups or 5 backups or something, then you can still try for a bit, right? It's like during a 5, 10, 15, you might be like, well, fuck it. I mean, if you can avoid having to pay the fee of redoing the potential and re-tiering that up.
I mean, last time I did this, I blew up 4 Kana rings and then I had none.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you want to ideally wait until you have at least one, like go until you have 1 left, right? And then
but like the last one, it blew up between 12 and 14 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, not safeguarding when you are on your last is something that I hope I have cautioned people against enough. But in case I haven't, safeguard your shit, guys. Okay, up to 15, it's pretty cheap to safeguard. The risk.
I mean, only if you don't have backups. Only if you don't have backups.
Yeah.
Don't safeguard CRAs ever.
Yeah, no. The amount of safeguards you have determines... the amount of backups you have determines whether you safeguard or not. Because if you have a bunch of backups, you can use the value of the backup to not have to safeguard and then still get money out of it, even if you get lucky and nothing blows up. Don't safeguard GSE? Yeah, don't safeguard GSE. Just trace it. Full trace. Where's my trace? Oh, here it is. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. 19 to 20, boom. Feels bad, man.
Feels bad. It feels so unfair that you guys have potable badge. It feels unfair.
Mm-hmm.
I know it doesn't matter too much, but it just feels bad. I'm like with the Crystal Ventus and like, it's unfair.
It does become, the further you go, the bigger of a difference it becomes in your damage. You still have a lot of stuff to work on, so it's not like you're craving for things to upgrade, right? But yeah, once you kind of once everything gets up there and you start running out of things to upgrade, then having a whole extra item to upgrade to, even if it doesn't gain weapon or magic attack past 15, like it's still a huge difference, of course. Just kill the black mage.
That easy.
Yeah. Forehead. Okay, so we are killing normal, lucid, and will. Have you done BAs? Like, do you know where you're at working towards the hard bosses?
I did one like right after 5, 10, 15. I was at 2.3 thrill or so. But it doesn't mean like I did it properly, so I probably could squeeze more damage. And I didn't have the goddess thing or the other skill in my V matrix, so this could be improved.
31. That was
yep.
Wait, 31. You did 2.3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that low?
It seems low, but stream elements. Don't ignore me.
That's probably what I'm at 31 right now, but I was lower than that when I did it.
The stream element sometimes just needs to be kicked awake. I'll see if I have some numbers to compare that to. 40-second BA, post-awake, arc. Oh, that's mine. Oh, is mine the only one in there? Damn, what about old numbers then? 44, 41, 44k stat. Oh, were you at 32? 30. Oh, here's the 33k with 2.3. That's with the oldish changes. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess it seems low, but once you get past a certain point, it becomes all multiplicative, right?
Yeah.
Like you get 5 more K stat, and then you do double your your BA, and then you get another 5k stat, and then you double it again, kind of thing, because of all of the parts working together. So that makes sense. So wait, so what do you do in a burst rotation? Like when you start What do you do
Oh, what I
before you
meant
start
is-
the timer, and what do you do during the timer?
Okay, so like before I start the timer, I usually activate sorry, I don't know the skills by heart. So I charge spell amplifier and I all my charge drives spell. So before the BA, I also pop my Divine Rat and Infinity Spell because they last longer than the BA itself. And right as I start, I go Overdrive and the AB Link straight to Starving Beast and Endless Agony. And right as Endless Agony ends, I go into Abyssal Recall. But what I meant by I could have done better is like, yeah, those V Matrix skills I just added, and instead of like decent Holy Symbol, and also I'm pretty sure like I tried a couple BAs because I just didn't know, right?
Yeah.
So I tried a couple BAs just to see, and I was lingering around 2.3 thrill. But I'm pretty sure like when I do animation cancels, if I land them properly, it does a lot more damage than if I just hold down the attack button. If I hold down the attack button, it's faster between each attack, but I think it does more damage to do animation cancels. So I tried both, and the ones I did animation cancel, I think I did a little more damage, but I failed some of them, so it actually hindered a bit. So yeah, I know I could have done much better, but I just didn't. So
Yeah.
but it gives a good idea of where I stand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think adding
yeah.
those two skills, that would be a nice. That should be a nice boost to the BA.
And
But,
I think I had like
your burst
when I
character.
did this as well, like my symbols, I was at I think I was at 1170 or 1180 of Arcane symbol or whatever, Arcane Force, and I'm at 1230 right now. Although event gives some of it, so I got my symbols like I got a few hundreds of skill points strength
Stat,
since.
yeah.
Yeah, and I probably have improved some of my equips through cubing. Yeah, like my shoulder or stuff like this, like a few percentage here and there. So like yeah.
Yeah, boss damage familiars would help a lot.
I think I was around 30k 600 or something with Hero of Floron, and now I'm like I think I gained like 1.5k or something.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly more than this. So I'm pretty sure I'm much higher than I was.
Yeah, because once you start getting 3 and you start going above 3, then you can really start doing the hard bosses at that point.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to it. I'm pretty sure I am. I know my party's kind of lagging behind, so you know we're waiting for that.
Damn, dragging his party during.
Hey,
the first.
it is like this. I mean, it's fine. I'm not trying to find some other people. You gotta wait for them. It's all right. We're practicing, and we're actually gonna practice hard Lotus tomorrow. So I don't know where our damage is at. So we'll see.
A real team player. Yeah, well, if everyone does a BA and kind of sees where they're at, you can see if you have a fighting chance for those bosses, right?
Yep.
But yeah, once you hit 3, you should be definitely doing your part, and we have some support as well, right? With the spell bullets, with the amplifier, and that's nice.
We do. We have damage too. That's the point.
We have damage, yeah. Yeah, and the spell bullets last very long. Helps clear out the golems too. So, yeah, the beast is a lot of addition of damage since before that came out. That was a big difference, and beast triggers the impending deaths a lot as well. So that gives a lot more value even to Infinity Spell.
It's crazy. Like I think about a third of the damage is from the
just all of the orbs.
impending death. Yeah, insane.
Imagine if every hit in on Abyssal Recall triggered impending death as well in the same way, like during the entire duration of it. That'd be nice.
I think Abyssal Recalls is as good as it gets, right? So,
yeah. Well, no, there's still a bug with it, right? Where you get? Did you ever get the stun bug?
Yeah, I got it a few times. Like I get hit by Golik's End, and I go into Abyssal Recall, and I die right away. and
Yeah.
I see the animation in the background, and like, yeah,
Yeah, and the
sure,
skills
okay.
on cooldown, like all of it at
Oh,
once.
mine
Yeah.
wasn't on cooldown though. Mine didn't go on
Oh, okay,
cooldown.
okay, okay. Okay.
I would have been more triggered, but
Yeah,
yeah.
because you died, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
like the die timer, but there's also a stun timer where if you get hit by like something dropping in Lotus and you want to use Abyssal Recall to ignore it and to do damage, but you press it just too late, you get stunned. Abyssal goes off in the background, doesn't hit anything, skill goes on cooldown still, and you're just fucked out of all the damage. It's
Nice.
horrible. So you have to
Best
be like
feeling.
super careful that nothing is near you that could possibly stun you. So
I don't know if you saw that, but last batch they fixed the bullet. They did it. Like you can stack your bullets,
right,
go
right.
into a
The Scarlet
box,
one
and
finally,
it works.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're still gonna crit. That's the way.
Oh, it's so bad to do that, and then you're hitting, and then mid-burst, you're like, why am I seeing non-crit? Oh, God, no.
Yeah.
And then you have to de-transform, use the skill, wait until the cooldown is off again, transform back.
I had the what is it called, the damage skin from Awake with like it's purple and white. It's
Oh, it's such a
such a
huge
trigger.
difference. Yeah.
half of those goes white. It's like, God
You're like,
damn
oh,
it.
no. Yeah.
You're
It's so
not so
obvious,
recall.
too.
You're an Abyssal Recall and all you see is a bunch of white
Oh,
numbers.
it's
You're like,
worse.
shit.
The worst is when you're training and you're in Abyssal, and then as soon as you start Abyssal, you see your totem expiring. You're like, oh no. You gotta hit like one wave of monsters and that's it.
Feelings.
Someone asked if you're French Canadian. I don't think so.
I am.
You are? Oh shit.
I am.
He's got a good ear.
He does. But I think it's parent. Like I speak decently, but I
Yeah.
do have my
Tu as l'accent un peu.
yes.
Alors on
little
commence en français. Donc la prochaine chose qu'on regarde, c'est ton fuck. What is weapon? Arme?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Oui. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I would say it. Like I would say my mon weapon.
Mon weapon.
Yeah, mon weapon.
Emblem et secondary
Yes.
weapon. Okay, that's how you would do it. Is that the French solution? Honestly, I think
What-
French these days, you just use a lot of English words in it, right? Especially if you're talking about video games.
Yeah, we usually use the words from the game itself.
Yeah, you say like je joue au World of Warcraft. You wouldn't say like Monde de Craft de la guerre or something like. Monde
would
de
say
création
mon-
de la guerre.
Mon knuckle, mon emblème, mon secondary.
Yeah, and everyone knows
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yep, that's the way.
On est plusieurs. On a des dizaines, des dizaines. But yeah. Okay. So what pieces are you focusing on right now? Because I guess we're going like full blown into the equips now. You have a lot of droplets, right? And did you already buy some out from this shop?
No, I haven't. I'm usually waiting at the end of the event to buy them out.
Mm-hmm. And you bought
So-
all of
so I
the
bought-
hotel?
Yep, I did. That's why I'm poor.
Yeah.
And I bought all the ones from the previous event as well. So I'm at like 150 or something.
Yeah,
So-
154, 141 it looks like. Maybe a bit more since last week. And then
No,
did
no,
you
I,
see
I took a screenshot earlier today. So
Okay. Did you see the KMS ones?
that's wild. Like the 40 bill. I gotta stack 40 bill in the next few months.
So a total of 900 droplets this winter.
Yeah. And you
That's-
can swap them out, so it's pretty good.
And there's swap, yeah. So the main thing, what is the main thing that you have to do then?
Bossing
Mm-hmm.
and get money.
Get money. It's mainly hard will and getting those clears in because like you do have 6 months. You have a time to build up, but yeah, if you have 3,
Wait, why hard will specifically?
it's just better drop rate for the cobweb droplets, whatever you want to call them.
Okay.
It's like always 2 drop and 3 sometimes from hard, and from normal I think it's standard 1 and then very low chance for 2 or something like that. Yeah.
It's possible. I'm pretty sure I got 3 clears and 3 droplets.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that sounds about right. But if you do hard and you manage to switch to drop rate at the end, you should get should get like 7, 8, or 9.
I wish we could swap equipments while in Abyssal Recall. That'd be so much simpler.
I wish we could use experience coupons while in Abyssal Recall. or open any kind of window or type or chat. Like
you can actually you can.
You have to open it before.
Click. No. You can click in your on your UD and open it.
Oh, nice.
It works. I know. I tried it.
But like, yeah. But by the time you have to open it, then the Abyssal Recall is over.
Yeah.
So that's a small downside. But like, if you open up your inventory, then you go to Abyssal, you can do whatever you want in your inventory. But if you open Abyssal without inventory being open, you can't open it with a button. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is really stupid. I think I was like, when I was doing totems last month, I was kind of min-maxing on that, and I would Abyssal Recall and go into my what is
familiars?
it? My familiars and level up familiars.
Oh god, yeah, I tried that. It's so stressful because the familiar UI is so bad. It's so
buggy.
It's buggy and it's all over the place and it's like in weird spots, and sometimes you click somewhere to try to drag it around, and then you think you're not selecting it, but you're selecting it, and then you open up your inventory, but you click, but then or like try to extract a bunch of familiars or something, or fuse during Abyssal. Yeah, it's really stressful.
Yep.
It should be the time where you go take a bathroom break. We're good.
10 seconds. You don't have that time.
Get some water. Oh, come on, you gotta get your gamer bottle, dude. Fill up the gamer bottle. You got 10 seconds.
Yeah,
quick
I
pit
guess.
stop. Yep.
I was thinking, should I like? Okay, so like my gear, I was I stalled my Abso at 17. I wasn't. I was thinking I shouldn't push it further. Maybe I should. I have no idea, because I'm looking at getting my level 200 gears, but it's a lot of droplets. So I'm quite far off. I have to start with the weapon, so...
Well, you're not going to switch until you have all of the... Well, yeah, the weapon would be like an individual switch, but other than that, you wouldn't switch any of the other pieces unless you had all of them at once.
Okay.
So that basically means that's going to cost a lot of money. And the more you spend on everything now, the more you're going to slow that down. So the real question is like, do you need the damage to be able to get... excuse me, further into the content that you currently want to go, like desperately? Like, do you need the Arcane Weapon, or maybe on top of that the other pieces to be able to deal enough damage to get into like a hard lucid and hard will party? And it doesn't seem like getting in is going to be the problem for you, but you, depending on how well your party does, or how well, if you switch parties or whatever, like depending on how well everything goes.
Yeah.
If you need to be like the big dick carry in the party, you could technically do that with 17-star Abso, but you're gonna have to go way harder on all the other stuff, right? You're gonna look at like 21-star CRA and probably get a bunch of the accessories all up to 20. But even then, you can keep the Abso at 17 and just make sure that you save that extra money all for the Arcane, so you can switch the whole bunch in one go. Because if you go higher on Abso now, what that basically means is that you're going to have to risk more on the Arcane, and you're going to have to make sure that all Arcane gets at least to 19 or to 20 or to 21 before you switch over.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like, it's the thing. That's one of the things that's holding me back on Abso, aside from having the money to do it. It's just like, if I put it to 20-star, and like then the next jump I can make, like once I get Arcane, it's not really useful until it's like 18-star or something. So it's like I'm sort of I don't know. It's a big jump, yes, but like it feels bad to get some new equips and you can't use it really because it's worse than it was.
Yep. Exactly. And that's when you boom all your Arcane and your inventory is just a graveyard of Arcane traces that are at least upgraded, but not equipable.
Holy shit, yeah.
So
2 crit lines too.
Yeah, it was all ready to go, but game wasn't ready. So I guess we wait another 6 months until an event.
But you see, that's why like all my gears is like 17-star on my Abso, but like I have
you've got some 20 and 18 on the CRA, yeah.
20-star hat, 20-star pendant, 20-star Gollux belt.
Are you flaming your hat right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I hope you wouldn't sell for 32 strength. Because
No, not at all. It was like I think it was something around like 93 flame score, something. So
yeah,
I was trying to
push towards 100. Yeah.
it was the worst of my CRA, so I just slowly try to make it better.
Yep. Okay.
Like I figured, like usually I would do that when I have a bunch of flames, but I figured like if I do them one at a time, it doesn't affect my damage at all. So like I might as well.
Exactly. So I guess when it comes to the secondary, if you're going to be min-maxing, there is the Princess No one, right? That's a little bit stronger. And if you're going to be working on a secondary that is not the one that you're currently equipping, that does give you the freedom to just red cube it instead of, fear of having to settle for something horrible. So that way you could slowly, or whenever there's a cube sale, go harder on that if you want to push beyond. But I wouldn't really go beyond this WSE until you're switched into Arcane, I would say.
Okay.
Because you don't need the IED, so that's not an out that you can settle on. The secondary only has the extra out of a line of damage or line of attack, which is very narrow. You're looking at like
or burst damage, right? Doesn't it have burst damage?
Yeah, burst damage or attack percentage on the secondary, but then the emblem has IED or attack only as a possible extra outs, and then again, like IED isn't necessary for you. So the boss damage or the attack, those are good outs for your secondary, but you're looking, I think, for attack or boss, I think you're looking at least at like a 15 bill Meso drop on that, probably a bit more. If you want to go for, like attack boss or any kind of combination there. 15 to 20 probably. So like that's a decent amount of money. That's like half of those droplets, right? So
would that be more important than like, because I have a few potentials that are kind of trash on other equipments. Like my pants are like 15% strength, for instance, or like my cape is 17 right now. So like I should work on those first, right?
Well, I would say definitely like with these changes and like the things we talked about so far, I would look at the BA and try to do another BA and see how far you get. Because if you hit your goal, if you hit like past 3 Trill, then everyone else, as long as everyone carries their weight, you should be fine on all the bosses. And then if your party's able to clear and everything, I would just hold on to money as much as possible, because the arcane stuff is going to be expensive as fuck, so you need all your money that you can get for that. And then once all of that is in place and everything has like 2-line legendary, 17-star, like decent flame scores are going to be very important on arcanes as well. And all of that is equipped, and like 2-line crit damage on the gloves, like all of that stuff is done, then you can go really hard on like weapon, secondary, emblem. Well, the weapon is part of the arcane, of course, but like secondary and emblem specifically, you can go harder there, because the expected value on those is quite bad. Actually, the price that I was talking about, that was like what it would cost on the emblem. Secondary is way more expensive, actually. Secondary is like double to triple the price, I think.
With the change that's coming up, like the final damage, do you think boss damage is going to be better than attack percentage?
That's still hard to say, because it depends on like how well everything you get is upgraded. I think it's gonna be closer to being interchangeable than it is now. But it'll depend, right? Like, let's say before that time, you get like 90% boss damage out of familiars. Well, now that kind of changes things, right? Yeah. So that's going to be
90% out of a familiar. That's
just 3 of them with 30%.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's not insane, but I mean, it is a lot of familiar fusing for sure. It's a lot of epic revealing.
The numbers are wild, that's what I meant. That's a lot of boss damage.
It is.
I'm sitting at 200 something, it's like a third of that.
Well, yeah, but it's 200 something when you're unbuffed, right? Even if you're bursting right now, like Abyssal by itself gives you, with a spell amplification, gives you 60%, right?
Yeah, right.
That's already a big chunk too. That's already 2/3 of that, but you add another 90%, yeah. But yeah, Arc is really, really big in total damage bonus, right? Because even Conversion Overdrive, that's like another 50%. We've got a lot of damage percent coming from a lot of different angles. So that change for us is going to be really, really good.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like while bursting, I go over 1,000% damage now. So I lose 134% of that, and then gain. I don't remember how much it was exactly, but I think like 60% final damage. It's just absolutely nuts. Yes, again. Oh, 65% final damage, but I lose like 12% of my, or 13% of my. Let's say 14% of my damage bonus, but I gain 65% final damage. Like,
yeah.
it's gonna be insane. But another class right now that might have like a total damage bonus, everything together, of like 400, they lose 135 there, which is like a third, and then they gain 65% final damage. Like that's a way smaller increase for them comparatively. So
Still increase. Still increase
for sure. But that kind of means that like comparatively, we've been held back more, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should see our BAs like do some funky chicken stuff when the change comes through. So yeah, that's a good thing to look forward
Hopefully we don't get to the nerf bats.
to. Yeah, who knows? But no, that does mean that like you can definitely settle, or quote unquote like just go for boss damage lines and not feel like, oh, this is, you know, just a small step for an arc, but the giant leap is still into full attack. It's definitely going to take people out of the meta of like you have to get attack on everything or magic attack on everything, otherwise your gear is shit, because that kind of exists, right? Especially in the endgame community. Because you can get so much boss here and so much invulnerability there, and especially with familiars supplementing that. But I think it's going to make those lines way closer, and whether it's going to be better or not is totally going to depend on your internal balance. But it's going to make them way more viable as alternatives, rather than one is like okay and the other one is the one you really want.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but until you're in full Arcane, I wouldn't do anything crazy. But like the reason I mentioned the Princess Snow is that, you know, if you have backup red cubes, or you get them from daily rewards, or you have Meisters or something you don't really know what to do with, you can already start throwing them on there to at least get one legendary and see if you can get some Hail Mary stuff going. Yeah. I mean, that's how I got my emblem on my DA to 33. I just had some leftover black cubes and just threw them on, and boom, it just
currently like
was.
I have my Princess Snow in my inventory. Every time I get those cubes that you can get to legendary with, I'm just throwing it in. Like hopefully it levels up. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
It's never wasted. At some point it might get better.
You're investing. I mean, it's a kind of a Hail Mary investment in the future, I guess, but an investment nonetheless.
It is.
You get some 20s. Get some 20s. Yeah. So I guess equip-wise, you've got the full Meso and drop set.
Yep. I have
double.
I think
tattoo.
I have 5 Meso lines for sure when I train, and I get 3 drop lines as well when I train. 3 or 4. I'm not sure.
4. Well, 5, right? Because 4 and then the tattoo is double, right?
Yeah, tattoo is
1, 2. Oh no, wait! You have 1 ring. Right. You have to switch 1 ring out. Right.
Yeah, I get 4. 4 drop lines when I train. And
there's still a pendant, right? That could get drop.
Yep.
There's like a pendant. You're using 1 damage pendant.
Well, again, it's like I'm still not sure if I should push on XP or not. So usually I would get the XP pendant and the other. Usually that's what I would do when I train, but yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. You still have 5 and 4, even with the
exactly.
Pendant. Yeah, that's
and more drop only means like more nodes or more droplets, but like both of those are like at some point they're
more familiars.
Right, more familiars as well. That's right. This could be useful. I mean, droplets too.
Yeah, that's one of the familiars are also a big thing why people don't as much love going to the higher level areas right now, because there's no familiar drops anymore. Especially if they're still actively, you know, let's say that you're in your situation, you're still in the same situation 10 levels from now, and you could go training in the new area, but you don't have any boss damage familiar still. You know, on one end you could have 90% boss by then, but on the other hand you could be just like still in the same situation, and then that 90% boss carried on a stick is just like, that stick is gonna get longer and longer, and you're like, like you're not gonna get there at all. But maybe by that point you play another character a little bit longer, or you know, something like that, and you can get an alternative source for for cards. If that's something that you still want to actively work on, then it's something you have to take into consideration on you deciding where you're going to train.
Yeah, I don't see
And no more droplets.
I don't see like more XP being too much of like it feels like a bad trade. Like you're trading off like more XP, yeah, but like it's leveling is not much of a gain unless you're specifically aiming for Black Mage and you already have the equips and like the levels are gonna make a difference in terms of damage you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Aside from that, it feels like a bad trade. Like you're missing out on droplets, missing out on the.
Well, I think that's why they're compensating with the shops right now. Is they don't like they're putting out all these new areas. They want to make sure that they push people through and getting to the new areas, but they don't want to make them feel that like, okay, now you can make some money, but then you can't really put that money to use because you can't make any equips because you don't have the droplets. But then the event stores instead are like, hey, we'll sell all the droplets. So this will help people be able to fund new characters. It'll make sure that people don't feel like they're completely missing out on that part of the progress because they're going to a new area. And it'll also make way more people get into Arcane equips that have been dreaming of going Arcane for the last 3 or 4 years probably, right? And then probably what it's going to do is going to make it so that everyone is like completely arcaned out. And what I think we're going to see is with the new boss that's coming, possibly the new boss that's coming in KMS Summer on their second season, is we'll see new equips come out. Where people are like, okay, well now everyone has Arcane, so nobody gives a shit about Arcane anymore. Now we're going for the next level past Arcane, and now that's going to be the big thing that everyone is pushing for. Like a level 220 or 230 equips or something like that. I think we could, or 250. I don't know how crazy they want to go. I mean, they might as well do 250 because then at least it would be a little bit of a of a combination. Genesis set. I think Genesis will be specifically just a weapon because it is also a lucky weapon. I don't think they're going to convert the lucky weapon to like being part of a set by itself. I don't think they're going to rework that. So I don't think it's going to be Genesis set. Because the Genesis weapons are also only quote-unquote level 200, which is weird, right? Like the weapon that you get from defeating the Black Mage is the same level as the equips that people can wear who terror burned on their first day. Like, it's kind of like, that's like the level you reach, right? Like you reach level 200 on a new terror burn. But it's also the level of the Black Mage killer equip.
Yeah, I've always found the levels of the equips, the further you progress into the game, it's kind of disconnected to...
It's so disconnected, yeah.
It's flawed. It really is.
CRA already, like it's level 150 gear.
Yeah, exactly.
You can access at 180, but you can really kill until like 210 or 215, and it's like... That's why people think they need carries, because they're like, oh my god, I'm already like level 195 and I still don't have the level 150 gear, like I'm so far behind. But it's like, no. Like you need to chill, like that doesn't work like that. But in a lot of other games it might work like that, so people just feel bad that they don't have the equips yet, or that they can't kill the boss yet. But it's perfectly normal that you can, you know?
It's just like, it's like Absols. I think I got mine at around like 2... Oh, right, I had them actually when the last progression session, so I was like 225 or something when I had everything, or so. And yeah, and like, it's like, oh, it's level 160 gear.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
But actually people at 225 who have full Abso actually have really early.
Yeah,
most people are like 235 or something, or like 230, 235 before they have the full set.
I had access to carries, and I think I had 3 characters that were above 200, so I could clear
the
3 characters that clear the weeklies easily, like the Kana, the Arc, and the Pathfinder 213. So it's pretty fast to stack the cores, and just got it pretty quickly, like a month or so. I think. I don't know. It goes fast.
Yep.
But yeah, it's disconnected. Like it's still 160 gear. It's like I'm 250. I don't have the level 200 gears. It kind of makes no sense. But yeah.
So you said that you got that you weren't going to do the Dineros thing anymore because you got an accessory to 20. You're talking about the pendant, right?
Yeah, Sweetwater. Yeah.
And
it's just.
Were you not trying to get the Eye in the Face to 20 as well?
Well, I mean, at some point I will, but. Not this tattoo for sure, because the tattoo is like a kind of a drop gear.
Yeah, for sure. You have to make a new one there, yeah. Which
and
costs more than arrows, which you need from the BQ. So.
No, but it's just right now. It's like I don't have too much time on the daily, and like it takes sometimes to
Yeah, you're purely time gated there, so you have to make some cuts. Yeah, especially with an event like this going on, like you can't do everything. I understand.
Yeah, and like it takes sometimes to cap, and specifically capping, like I wouldn't care much to be like, oh, I have like 150 from the daily and that's it. But like specifically capping allows you to do the damage thingy where you get more points. The
crystal
more,
challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I have to cap on. Well, I don't have to, but you know, it's like it's objectively better to cap than to do the both thingy. So I'm like, well, you know, it's capping. It is. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
If I get the map mark, I'll start doing the boat again to transpose it.
That makes sense. I think then, I guess what I would say is like the main thing to focus on with, you know, we do have a 5, 10, 15 coming up and not too long, right? It would be just, well, depending on how much cash you have, of course. You said you were broke, so if you don't have the money at that point, then you can just skip this one, I guess.
I have 2 bills. I have 2 bills right now.
Yeah, that can be a bit tricky. Because I think the next big upgrade would be to, like, well, you would want to prep. So what you can't do yet now, you would want to prep like 15 stars at the next 30% off for things you're going to be sending past 15 on the next 5, 10, 15, so not the upcoming one, but the one after that. And that would pretty much be all of the stuff that you would have to transfer hammer over that you can't do currently. I need to sneeze. Okay. Sneeze. There we go. That one was like a stutter sneeze. So it's mainly going to be your like the superior stuff, right? All the superior stuff except for the belt. So like dominators, reinforced earrings, and kind of treasure rings spares.
I should. You think I should use dominators as a transfer onto the
to superior? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Because you're doing a normal arc every day, right?
Not anymore. I used to. But I have 3 dominators extra, so I can fodder with those. But I was thinking I would just buy like a reinforced Galax and use it. But yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but you don't want to use the coins for that, right? You want to use the coins for tapping 20 to 21, and in case something booms, buy a backup on superior, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if I do this, for instance, I can, like, before I go for the pendant, I was thinking I'd go for the E-rings first, because I have, not only do I have backups of those, I have, like,
yeah, no, that makes sense, that makes sense. And in the time that you spend your money on those, you could get more coins and more backups, but I would spend that time instead just doing normal arc every day, so you get the chance for the primals, and for the, acquisition potions and stuff, even if you don't need them necessarily right now. And a chance for the dominators, just to have that as to build backups that way. That because that can save you the Galax coins in the long term, and then you can specifically use them for tapping from 20 to 21. Because you might want to be able to do that on the ring later or on the belt, like even the ones that you have backups on, but you can relieve some pressure from the ones with without backups, specifically the pendant, because buying backup superiors is just not fun. Yeah. But even with the primals, right? Like if you do get primals and you end up being okay on Meisters and maybe get some kind of treasure drops, then that means that you can divert those primals to another character and maybe get better rings there, right?
Aren't Meister rings like one of the late games ring?
Yeah. Well, it just depends on how high of a Star Force you get on them, and because they can get high Star Force, that makes them like endgame viable, basically.
Okay.
That's for all the rings.
I got 3 of those. I got 3 of those.
Yeah, so I think it would be depending on your cash, it would be just Star Forcing like CRA and the accessories. That's basically where you want to focus all your short term. But like I would do the BA, check with your party, see what everyone else has, and then see how much you need to spend right now. Because if you don't really need to spend, I would just spend it on like minor things that prep and just saving for like the big expenses that are coming this winter. Because if you're looking at 40 bill, well, you're not going to be buying all of the droplets, right? But let's say that it's like 30 bill. Well, the thing is, you only buy all of them if you are planning to go past 17 and you want to make backups, right?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. Yeah, you could try to just get everything to 18, get everything to 19, like roulette them one at a time, right? And just to build them up. And then if you run out, the last one sticks to 17, something like that. But that would be 40 bill just in buying the droplets. And then, I don't know, it's actually 900. And right now you haven't bought out yet. So that's 1,000. So that's like at least 1,300. And you'll probably make a bunch more droplets in the same time. But let's say that you have 1,300. That'll be enough for two of everything. So, so that would be enough for like 10 equips, right?
Crazy
but like
expensive.
everyone should get all the droplets regardless. For now, because it's like 100 or 75 or 150, yes. But when it's 900, I don't think everyone should get all of them. Or if you do, get it for multiple characters or something. Because, like, let's say you get all of them to 19 or something, which I think 19 will definitely be doable with that kind of backups. You might even see 20 or 21 on at least some. But, nice, thanks. And even if you do it during a 5, 10, 15 on stuff, you're looking at like 10 plus. Probably, I probably want to save up like 11 to 12 bill per item just for star forcing as well. So it's 5 pieces. So now you're looking at 90 bill, and then you don't have any flames or any potential on them. So like potentialing is probably going to be like 1.5 to 2 bill per item on top at least. The gloves are going to be extra. So you're looking at 6, and then the glove is probably going to be 6 by itself, so like 12 extra. So you're looking at 102 bill, and then you need to do all of the flaming, which is probably going to be at least like 1.5 bill per item as well. So it's like 7.5. So you're looking at like 110 bill investment by this winter. So, you know, I mean, just to put like the numbers into perspective. So if your party is like okay damage wise, and you're gonna power creep, you're gonna gain stat, you're going to get the bigger event buff. There's going to be flames that drop on the way there, and you're going to be using them, and there's going to be cubes, and maybe you get lucky on the secondary, So there is going to be some stuff, but if you don't need to spend, I would just like focus on just holding.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not looking at spending right now. Like since I haven't totem in a while, like I haven't made much money since like the last event. 5, 10, 15, I spent 20 bills on my equips. So like, yeah, I'm not like, I don't see like there's much gains to be had, but like.
Oh, your hat is 20 already. I didn't see that. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, I have 3 gears that is 20 star right now.
Yeah, that's really good.
And I think like my Star Force is like 372 right now. So I think it's pretty high. It's pretty high. I mean, yeah, I feel comfortable on it. I think there's more potentials to be worked on before I even Star Force, but I'm poor, so I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, don't underestimate the gains from Star Force, though. I mean, you've seen it now, right? But like, if you compare your hat and your top, or your hat and your pants, like the extra stat and the extra, because like the hat almost has the same amount of strength as your pants, but the hat has like 36 less in the flame. But like, yeah.
Yeah,
and
also the
25
I think the big
more weapon
difference is
attack.
the
like,
attack. Yeah,
the
attack is making a huge difference. You don't see it in stats, but it's like
no, exactly. Yeah, your
that's where you
range
get
just range get a huge boost, and then especially if you're looking for later on eventually getting percentage attack on everything, that's going to amplify that even more. And we can't do that as arcs because we don't need to rely on the IED, and we don't need the boss damage as much.
Should I buy the Arcane Weapon as soon as I can?
Honestly, yeah. I did it on 2 characters now, and one got 4 backups dropped, and the other one got 3 backups dropped, so it just feels shitty. But honestly, yeah, it's such a huge increase in damage. It'll make all the boss fights so much faster and so much easier to get through. Plus, for Arc, it's really good because it increases our overdrive damage, your Goddess Blessing damage, and your passive, like your passive skill from first job or from beginner skill. That all gives you, makes those skills stronger, the stronger the base attack of your weapon is. So for Arc, I would say yes, go for it.
Alright, 24 coins, and how much is that? How much?
216 droplets.
216, yeah. So I'm not even there with the, actually, okay.
You could
so
get it from Lucid if you, as soon as we have the exchange. I think they said that they wanted to
Actually, I can if I pop like 2 totems this weekend, I can get it this weekend, I think. Or actually, do I have access to the shop yet? Because there's like
Yeah, the exchange. I don't think we have that yet, right?
no, we don't, but we have like there's a bunch of droplets in the shop right now. You
Oh,
can buy
right.
them
I
from
think
the
it's in. I think it's in the phase 2 where you have to get a certain amount. Well, let me go check real quick. I think it's not in the first phase. We might have to get a certain amount of points before you access the second one. I think. Let's see, core shop.
it's
Oh no, it's part of
yeah,
the first one. Yeah, so you could
yeah,
buy them if you want.
yeah, I could I'm off. No, we need 5,000, but I could buy them like in a few days. You need those you can buy, but I need like I
Well,
need more than this.
You need 1,000, right?
Huh?
To just buy out the lucid ones, and you already have 154.
Yes, I'm missing out on it.
Then you need 12 more, and then you can make it.
Yeah, and
We probably
there's
need a
the
few
other
more
shop that
weeks
sells.
to.
Yeah, the other shop that sells for Meso, but it's 5,000.
Yeah, that one is under paywall, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and 5,000. What is it, stones or whatever, Neo stones. So I can't buy them out yet.
Yeah, true.
But
But
okay,
I mean,
so like
you have
a couple weeks from now. A couple weeks from now.
I mean, you need a couple weeks to buy out the other cores as well, right? So yeah.
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 But I
for
meant
either one.
like, I was thinking like, oh, if I just stack the money, I can buy the 50 from the money.
Oh yeah,
and,
yeah.
like,
I see. Yeah.
and a few extra from like the cores, and that's it.
On the
That's it,
weeklies,
but-
are you doing the weeklies as well?
Huh?
The journal, the weekly quest.
Yeah. I'm
That's
trying
like
to.
an extra 1,000, right?
I honestly I don't know. I never reached the top. I failed last week, so.
Oh, okay.
But I'm-
Yeah, I think it's
but I'm-
1, 2, 3, 400. So in total, that's like, or that's 900 in total. No, 1,000. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 1,000.
Yeah. 1,000 extra stones. So that could, yeah. Could be sooner
That's
than you
close
think.
to.
But yeah, the weapon is just really good for Arc, yeah. And the plus thing
Alright.
is that once you get all the droplets, and even if you get a drop, well, now it just means that you can push past 17 and you have backups. And that's just what it means at that point. But even just switching to a 17 Arcane is huge. The base attack is 221, and this one is what, 154?
This one is yeah, I think it's 154.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I can't
154.
really compare with mine. Mine is 21 stars, so it's quite a bit higher. But my 21 stars with the tier 6 flame is almost 500 weapon attack, 496.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's like 200 something more attack.
Yeah, it's 200 more. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the big thing is that aside from the 200, is that the Goddess Blessing is going to be 430 weapon attack during those 30 seconds, which is
I'll test
massive.
it soon enough, and I'll tell you like
Yeah.
how much of a gain. This Kadena, I think Kadena affects the thing, right?
The debuff,
Like
yeah, the extra damage.
Yeah.
It's
okay,
on
so,
hit
like,
though, so it doesn't show up in your damage range.
Yeah, I know. It's just I wasn't sure about if it does affect the the dummy.
Oh, it's 1124. Oh, it's 800 for the weekly. Okay.
Okay.
100, 100, 200, 400 apparently. That's still really good though, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you do a session, you just remember to always start whatever you're doing before the session. If you need to do a lot of runes, you can just relog on a bunch of characters and just do one rune with a bunch of different characters that you might not even want to play, and then just ditch them and then complete it like that. I think the Pollo Frito one is a little bit annoying. Yeah, you just have to mainly do that. I mainly do that one when I'm doing dailies on an alternate character. Or if you're still doing like the dailies, right? If you're doing the simple
Honestly,
dailies.
the bosses one, like the like kill the 20 elite monster. Yeah, it's if you're not grinding, it's kind of it doesn't like it's not like the bosses appear when you're doing the both or it's dailies or whatever. They don't really do.
Yeah, it's about an hour of training at least, I think, to get those.
Yeah,
I got
like-
lucky. I got 2 runes of darkness, so that made that one
They
way
count?
faster for me. Yeah, if you kill those, yeah, that's an elite that you can kill. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it used to not count for other elite things, you know? The scam
yeah,
event.
not always. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but this count for these.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright.
That can speed it up.
Alright,
as well.
so looking forward to Arcane. It's coming soon.
Yeah, yeah. And then the full set. Yeah, so I think that was fine. And then I guess we focus on the other stuff in that order. The main thing is going to be to move away completely from these rings and move all into 20. I think it's a good idea to just move everything into 20 star. Like, well, except for the Arcane, of course. And then go from there and then try to get everything to 21. But I would push... Yeah, I would only push things up to 20 from here or up to 21 from here if if the stats is necessary. Because if you do get the weapon, I think you should be completely fine with like Hard Lucid and Hard Will, and then the focus should just be on mainly saving until winter hits, switching into Arcane, and then looking at pushing everything to 20 and then to 21 afterwards.
Okay. Shouldn't I focus a bit on the potentials of my equip before I try to push for 20 stars? I mean, it's a lot less expensive to do the potentials, as far as I know. Usually,
but it also gives lower gains. That's why. Because if you think of it in terms of flame score, right? Like 1% all stat is like roughly 9, right? Once you go like further into the game, and then if you're adding 9% strength, that's a little bit less than that. So that's like lower than that's probably going to be like 70 or 75 flame score. But then if you add just 1 star on one item, that's going to be at some point, what is it, like 14 attack plus 15 stat or something? So like 2 stars is going to be the same as 1 line. So if something is upgrading just like a full line of stat, you can kind of see it as the equivalent of 2 stars, I guess. If that makes sense. Okay. So
yeah.
On accessories, there's still room, like definitely like on your pendant and your earring, like mass red cubing those guys, like there's some room there. But as soon as you get to like 2.5 line, like something like your master accessory has, or something like your reinforced.
Well, look at my pants. My pants is rooms. It's like 15%.
Yeah, it does have room. But again, like I would always just trace it back to like, what's your BA? What does your party need? If your party needs nothing, then you just leave it as it is. And I would just, because you want to be ready when there's a Star Force event and have all the money that you can use, and the more money you have during the event, the further you can push, and then you can just fix the potential later.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, if you need like a quick fix for some quick extra damage that everyone needs to like pitch in a little bit more, and there's no 5/15 event coming, or there's one coming but you only have like 4 or 5 bill, you can't really go super crazy over 18 stars with that. Then you can opt to like, okay, I'll just fix the pants potential, at least get it to like 21. So that should be a pretty easy 6% increase, or maybe work on the earrings, right? See if you can get something there, because 18, that should be definitely increasable. Maybe get 24, 27 if you're lucky.
I wish.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I would look at it. Just like more in terms of if it's necessary rather than can you, because you can always, right? You can always upgrade. But do you? Yeah, is it necessary, and is it, is it efficient? I guess that's what you look.
Yeah, makes sense.
We use Black Beam Mark over Sweetwater. Well, Sweetwater costs the narrows, and Black Beam Mark can also go up to 20. So for drop rate, it's perfectly fine. Also gives me the set bonus with the cup and the badge, so that makes it a little bit stronger, and has flame advantage. So for early on, even up to 20 star, you could endgame like use that honestly. And just
also like
not worry about the arrows.
You're gonna throw money at an equip that you eventually are just gonna delete by transposing. So like
if you do transpose as well.
Yeah, that's why I don't have the face accessories.
The eye accessory. It makes sense. Or you get an eye patch. Like in all of those situations, you roll out of it
course.
anyway.
Yeah. Why not too?
Just the,
so
luxurious problems. It's like, oh, what do I do now? I've got 2 pap marks, 3 eye patches. Oh man, it's like my inventory space is getting too big. I should get rid of some of these extra potential badges I have in here. Yeah. Just
there's no way that's happening.
Hashtag old school Mapler problems. Yeah.
Yeah, not happening.
But of course, like if you get the Arcane Weapon, focus on the flame there and get some good potential. That's going to be a huge increase.
Should I, if I get the Arcane, should I settle on a tier 6, or like should I push to tier 7?
I would never push for tier 7 because it's like 1% chance of even getting into any tier 7. That's just too low.
Okay.
And because our base attack is a little bit on the low side, I don't think a tier 7 is like efficient. It's better to go for a tier 6 with a line of boss damage. Like that would be the ideal thing to go for. Like tier 6 boss with at least tier 6 attack with at least tier 5 boss would be like a good that would be like a good number to get to. You can use the flame calculator to kind of see how much it would be.
I have no blast damage on my flame on my knuckle. Is that a bad flame? It's a tier 6 with like 5% all stats and some strength.
That's it. Yeah. So this would be like a tier 6 plus, right? Like according to my progression grid.
Yeah.
When you're looking for endgame flaming on, specifically on arcane stuff, mainly what people look for, like all stat and stat still does something, but people are mainly looking for is just the percentage damage. So if you use the calculator here and you do tier 6 plus, and then the total damage. So what I was saying was like a tier 5 boss, right? So a total of 10% damage. Even at powerful flames, you're looking at like, yeah, probably like 300 plus flames. And then for reference, I think mine has 15. I think I got super lucky with mine. I got this like within 50 flames, but yeah, 10% boss and 5% damage. So if you increase this from 10 to 15, this goes from like 250, 360, goes up to 3.7k, 5.4k flames just for that extra tier 5 there. Like it's a huge difference. So if you do just tier 6 and like 0, then it's like 30 to 40 flames, and it's like okay.
It also has that 59 magic attack for like the conversion.
Yeah, I think it doesn't take the magic attack from your weapon. I think that's excluded. But even then, like I have more than enough magic attack from everything combined anyway, so there's a huge amount. Like if they do something to the passive to
you're right.
to increase the cap, then yeah, because it's only up to, what is the conversion? It's only up to 20% of the weapon's base attack, I think.
Let's see.
It's a lot.
70%.
It's a lot of text. Yeah, 70% applies for a total of, or 25% of your equipment's magic attack is converted to attack power, excluding your weapon. Only converts up to 10% of your weapon's base attack power. Yeah, so you can only get up to 22 from this, and you get a quarter of all of your magic attack. So like, I have 21 Abzo, so like these things, like my shoulder and my glove combined, I have 180. Oh no. That's the weapon.
I was talking about the Grandest Goddess. I'm sorry.
160. Well, yeah, that one has a cap too. So that one goes up to 330, right? And that goes up to, and that converts 100% at max level.
I should do a BA.
Yeah, I think you're kind of excited now, right, to see how much this increases.
I gotta test it out.
Yeah. I think so. Oh, yeah. When you were talking about the BA, I think all of that sounds great. What you can also do is pop your Arachnid, True Arachnid Reflection.
The will skill?
Yeah, the will skill. That one's really good. That also does a lot of damage. Pop that one before you start the BA, so that you get like, because the initial explosion is good, but you don't want to have to throw it in during your rotation. You want it like to start hitting immediately when the BA starts. You want to always summon it right before. And if you can, try to use your spells, your drive skills to charge your amplified spells. Try to animation cancel with those before you start the BA, so you have your stacks already of Battle Frenzy when you start, so that you can immediately start weaving your Spectre skills. And then you could just, all you have to do is just keep up the stacks rather than build up the stacks, because building up is where you make the most mistakes.
But I mean, I think you're like usually I start my BA with, I don't know if you start with the burst or you end with the burst, but usually I start with the burst, and like
yeah. So you usually start.
That means I lose out on the stack whenever I go in Abyssal Recall. They don't last forever.
Yeah, that's true. You use them after Abyssal, because Abyssal is what, 10 seconds, and then the,
I don't know how long they stack, but I think it's like,
yeah, it's only like 5 or 6 seconds. It's pretty short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay,
like
yeah, that wouldn't help. That wouldn't help too much. No, you're right. Yeah, you don't want to switch back out after Abyssal, because of Abyssal you have free Arcane, free Spectre, so that always feels bad. The other thing where you do Abyssal when you're training, and then afterwards you're kind of like, okay, now I want to do something else to save my spectra, but then you look at the top right and the buff is still going. It's like, oh, why did I switch out? That's like still running.
But hey, I want to show you something. So you probably know this, but like this is something I learned very late as a hard player. I'll share my screen just a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned this rotation when I was training at hopefully I can find the map. I was training at the lower path. Let's see.
Lippe?
Right. I think I was training. Yeah, help you one. Right.
LP1, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got a map free. Okay, so like,
Easy.
you know how like you know how like
Devious Nightmare?
What is it called? Dispel Devious Nightmare. It has different cooldowns based on the whichever state you're on. So like you can use them like once every totem spawn, essentially, is what I found. So I do this rotation on essentially every single map. It's like you clear everything.
Yeah, I think I knew it when the skill came out, but somewhere along the way I forgot about it. And then I think it was Proxo who was training somewhere in a different map, and he did it, and I was like, oh yeah, of course. Why did I like? Why am I not doing that anymore? And then I started trying to use it a little bit more as well. Yeah, because it's a huge swipe with a huge huge map coverage. Yeah,
it's literally like 5-second cooldown, so it's very much like any totem respawn. You get one of them. And so that's also how like I get so good rates on the VC3. It's like you clear pretty much everything with that. I can't show it off on VC3 because I'm never gonna find a map.
Just get a map real quick to show.
Of course, yeah, sure.
I'm sure there's a bunch free right now.
Of course, always. It's always that way, you know. But yeah, it's just like it's so good. I've shown it to like there's so few arcs, but every single arcs I've seen like above 210, I've showed them stuff like this.
Yeah. Oh, another one that you could show new arcs is like how to fly. A lot of them don't know how to do that either.
Oh yeah, right. You showed me this, by the way.
Oh yeah, was it me? Yeah, it's honestly it took me a bit to like figure that out as well. It was mainly just because when you down jump and then you start flying, and then I tried to see if I could recreate it. And that's where it came from for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to share that. It's
Primal. Oh no.
Greatest rotation there is. Yeah, I think that sums it up. So I'm looking forward to Arcane. Looking forward to everything. I should keep my money for a while and do a BA as soon as possible.
Yeah, the cool thing is you could do BA now and then get the Arcane Weapon and then see the difference in your BA. Probably see your damage go up like 10 to 15% probably just because of that switch. Because it's huge.
I actually did that before the 5, 10, 15s. I was stacking my money for a while. That's why I had 20 bills, and like I think I had 1.5 thrill on the first BA, and then 2 or 3 weeks later when the
plus 50%.
Yeah, the 5 to 50. Yeah, upgrade 50%, 2.3.
Nice.
Oh yeah. It feels good.
Definitely. Okay.
Well,
anything else?
Thanks a lot. No, that's I think we did pretty much everything.
Yep, I think so too.
Oh yeah. You think like we're gonna try Hard Lotus this week. Any advice for the first time Hard Lotus and maybe Hard Magnus? Not Hard Magnus. Hard Damien.
Hard Damien is just make sure you communicate very well when your burst is up, so that you synchronize the domains and the binds. It's very important because he's gone a lot, so you need to confirm when you can. For Lotus, I would probably take a little bit of a step down when it comes to your link skills, in the ones that don't give you that much damage, and instead take the ones that give you utility. So and definitely use healing familiars specifically for that. Where for Damien you could just use damage familiars. I would use so like instead of. So you could use the you could use close call, for like an extra chance of surviving. Maybe see if someone can give you door ahead of time, so you can get extra damage there. The main thing is like don't burst too hard in phase 1, because you're gonna blow through phase 1 really quickly if you go as a party. It's gonna be done before you blink and it's gone. So you really only start popping your burst and going really hard in phase 2. And then if your skills are on cooldown for like 40 seconds or something, and you're almost done with phase 2, maybe just leave phase 2 alive and just stay in phase 2 a little bit longer, so that you have everything up by phase 3. You can immediately start like prepping and bursting on phase 3, because that's the one. It's all about the phase 3 basically. That's where you want to have everything up and like go hard on him. And phase 1 and 2 is basically like a small speed bump compared to phase 3. If you like you as the arc, you know, with the knock back resistance and all that, knockdown resistance, and with your creeping terror and stuff. Sometimes if the plats are like dangerous, what you can try to do is try to like lure Lotus away instead, and see if you can, you know, make him attack a different location, so that the people on the platform, the only thing they have to worry about is the stuff falling, but not also Lotus maybe pushing them and stuff. So sometimes taking one for the team, or just like flying in front of his face, or you know, maybe using Abyssal in the air, or you know, or just creeping terror on the ground and lure him to another place. That can help let your team survive. But again,
you can fly during a boss fight.
Yeah, the regular flight thing. Yeah, you can use that during the boss. You have to fly up. Like if there's no platform, you can just pop that and then just go way up in the air. And sometimes what you can do also is like I don't know if you use this, but like Unstoppable Impulse can go very high on the Lotus maps. Sometimes even higher than the stuff that can drop. So you can use it to go like completely to the other side of the map, all the way over the top instead. So you don't have to worry about stuff. The most annoying thing I will say on Lotus is if you're prepping your burst, if he puts a little green shit on the ground, because that like stops you from buffing your gust drive, and you have to like animation cancel it. So like if you can try to buff that one first, and if you can't get it, then tell the team like please hold it a little bit. And in the same way, the Abyssal is very annoying, but you probably learned this from normal. It's very annoying to charge on Damien, because you'll like hit it and then he'll just disappear, and then the spell bullets don't hit, and then you have to wait like 8 seconds until you can use it again. You're like, there goes 60 boss and 40 IED. Yeah. So always try to use those skills right after they appear, so that you for sure know that they will commit. You know, that they will connect. But yeah. Right. Oh, one thing you can do is that thing that you showed me like for training with the Devious Nightmare. You can use that while up jumping in Damien to hit him a few times if he's up in the air. That can help as well.
Yep, that I knew. Yep. I was already doing that.
And then extra impending deaths will hit him. You could put the beast underneath him to make that hit, and use creeping terror when he's in the air to make sure that you.
Sometimes I use Abyssal Recall when it's in the air. Like I just.
Yeah.
Everybody's like waiting, and I'm like dishing damage.
Yeah, for phase 2 though, Abyssal Recall gets hard countered. So. See if you can get at least one person in the party to kind of be like the blue ball mule to get the blue balls out of the way. And the main thing with blue balls is to keep the blue balls move as little as possible. Like if you make jerky movements, the balls are gonna switch targets. But if you just move a little bit or stay still, there's a very good chance that the blue balls just stay on top of the target. And especially when you're in Abyssal, make sure that you let people know so that they don't move. So hopefully you can commit as much of your damage as possible to him. And it's perfect when he's up in like the red fireballs, right? You just like up jump near him and then just pop Abyssal and just watch the magic happen.
Oh, you don't even up jump, you just do it.
Yeah, sometimes I up jump because I think if the blue balls are at the smallest, I think the up jump can take you over the blue ball and out of the range. And even if the small ball floats towards you, I think you can get by with it. Yeah, but as soon as they're in phase 2, they'll still hit you. Yeah.
Oh, there's blue balls in first phase?
No, in second phase. But I mean like the second phase of the blue balls, because they're like three sizes, right?
They're huge.
Yeah, they get huge blue balls at the end. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, for Lotus, it's just gotta be about the burst being crazy good, but yeah, communicating with where the big guys are falling and all of that's gonna be important.
Okay.
And but go for the utility links, maybe even the warrior healing, but definitely like the Cygnus blessing for the shorter stuns. That's gonna be really good.
The warrior healing?
Yeah, the explorer warrior. If you're like near dying, sometimes it'll save you if you're on pot cooldown.
I generally have no idea what you're talking about.
With warrior explorer link skill? Invincible belief. There you go. You have 2 of them. If your HP drops below a certain point, it will heal you, even if you're on.
Oh wow! I never read those. I just.
Yeah, it's very niche. It has.
I thought it was just trash. I forgot it existed.
For most people, but then once you're strong enough, and it doesn't you're at the point where it doesn't really matter how much damage you do because you know you're going to clear, you know you're strong enough, but the problem is survivability. Then these link skills become useful again.
Right, makes sense.
Yeah, so
crazy how much like you grow stronger like fast. Like a few months ago I could barely clear Lotus and Damien, and yesterday I just carried a full party. It took like, I don't know, 2 minutes to clear. It's like one burst the second phase.
Yep. Yeah, and you just melts. Yeah. But then you do the hard bosses because you're like, oh, I could do normal so easily, and then the next one is like 25 times the HP, so everyone has to be able to kill 5 of them by themselves. You know, and it's like, oh.
Yep.
And then there's much more stuff falling. Everything does more damage. Yeah. So.
Yep. It's another story.
But then the crystal is just like double the value. It's like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, double the cost also, because you die a lot, so...
Yeah. All of the safety charms, but then... You know, there's that 1 in a billion chance for Berserk, so, you know.
Yesterday, I was, like I said, I was clearing carrying a party, and, like, we go from Lotus to Damien, and, you know, I can't teleport a party anymore, so I do Lotus, I go outside, go on the minimap to teleport to Damien, and that's the first time since the patch that I died because debris fell on me.
Oh.
And so I was like, I didn't realize I had a 80% debuff or some shit.
Oh right, yeah. Because in the corner of Lotus, right? Because for some reason all of the stuff drops right on top of each other.
Yep, and so I died out right there. Died right from It happens.
Yeah, and who the fuck has safety charms anymore these days? So yeah.
I mean, I did. I have safety charms. You have to use them. It doesn't consume itself. You have to consume them.
Oh right. Rip.
So I mean, I didn't die during the boss fight. I died like in between.
Walking towards the boss. Yeah. The real boss fight is getting to the boss. That's the. It's like when people are black mages, like the most difficult part about the black mage is like loading your game or like logging into the game and getting into the server and not DCing during the run. That was like the hardest part. And actually clearing the boss is like, you know, struggles. Different difficulty levels. Login screen, final boss kind of thing. Okay, anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think that's yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to your buddy in the chat heckling you.
I'm not sure if he's still there.
No, maybe not. He hasn't heckled in a bit. I was like scrolling through the chat, see if he said anything.
I mean, he's still on Maple.
Oh wait, I saw something here. Hang on. When was that? 10 minutes ago.
Hey, he's still there. He's still there.
Punisher sucks. Ah, there he is. Yeah.
All right, I'm leaving you on this. Thanks a lot for your time. Very appreciated.
No problem. Best of luck, and welcome soon to the Arcane Club.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right. Yeah, you too. Bye. All right, cool beans. Lots of stuff, lots of info, and he's gonna be part of that Arcane Club real soon. And yeah, it can feel, so in general, a lot of people have this, and I had this too, is like, do you buy the weapon, right? Like the weapon, it's so many coins, it's so many droplets, and then what if you get a drop after, and then it feels so bad, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, all of that. But also, the weapon is so good. If you ask anyone who waited, didn't get a drop, and then eventually made the weapon, they'll all say, I wish I made the weapon immediately when I could, even if I would get drop, because then you just have a backup and then you can go even higher Star Force. The Arcane Weapon just gives you so much damage. At the point where you are, and like if you're around this point, like this guy is, it's so many mesos. It's just so much you have to do to get stronger. And the weapon is just the one thing, and it's a lot of money still, but the weapon is just one thing you can invest in, and it just increases your damage by way more than you could ever think that it does. And the people who do, nobody regrets making their weapon. The only way you can regret making your weapon is if you make it on a character and then another class comes out, or you decide you want to switch to another character. Then that feels really bad. But as long as you're committed to your character, you can't really go wrong with it. Only in my case, where I made the weapon, got a drop, and then Star Force to 21 without a boom, and then got 2 more drops on my arc. But that's just, RNG, just being a cruel, cruel mistress. or Mister, I guess, because aren't Jesus, right? But yeah, you don't have any control of that, and you're gonna need drops. You're gonna need backups, so all that stuff. But yeah, so hopefully this was educational for some of you, and at least one or two things were new for you during this session. And if you want, as always, if you want one of these sessions, or you want to join the NA or EU Reboot Guild called Scardor, or you have numbers for me, either battle analysis, monster skill per hour in Arcane River or New Grandis, whatever, or you have training videos in Tenebris or the new area maps. For all of that, there are links in the description, and you can send the information or find the information there, and then I'll talk to you when you contact me for those things. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, peace. Gang shit. Some real